For years, we've kind of treated cybersecurity like a to-do list, right? But in a world where digital threats are everywhere, just being compliant doesn't really mean you're secure. So today, we're going to explore a pretty fundamental shift in thinking, moving way beyond those checklists to build genuine operational resilience.
And you know, chaos really is the perfect word for it. The digital world is this incredibly tangled web of systems, and it's always under pressure. Managing risk here isn't just an IT problem anymore, not by a long shot. It's a core business challenge where just one tiny failure can have absolutely massive consequences. Which brings us to this really crucial question. If your whole strategy is just about ticking boxes on a compliance sheet, are you actually secure? Or are you just compliant? The hard truth is, a compliance-only mindset leaves these huge, dangerous blind spots where real-world threats just love to hang out.
Okay, so if checklists aren't the answer, what is? Well, this is where the DVMS, that's the Digital Value Management System philosophy, comes into play. It's proposing a total shift. Instead of just reacting when things go wrong, the goal is to proactively build an integrated system that's designed from the ground up for resilience.
And I really want to focus on the words here, because they are powerful. We're moving past these vague goals. Measurable capability, well, that means you can actually prove your defenses work. Clear accountability makes sure everyone knows their role, no questions asked. And defensible confidence, that's huge. It means when a crisis does hit, you have a real, evidence-based system to stand on, not just a bunch of hopes and dusty policies.
This slide just lays out the difference so clearly. Over on the left, you've got the old way. You're reactive, everything's in its own little silo, and you're just focused on hitting the bare minimum for compliance. But on the right, that's the DVMS model. A proactive, holistic system that looks at the entire organization and is built for true, honest-to-goodness resilience.
So how do you actually build this thing? Well, it all starts with people. Level 1 of the DVMS path isn't about fancy new technology. It's about creating a shared culture of resilience by building foundational awareness for literally everyone in the organization.
And let me be super clear here. This is not just for the tech folks. The awareness certification is designed for the whole organization, from the C-suite and business leaders all the way down to every single employee. Because let's face it, in today's world, cybersecurity is everybody's job.
The big goal here is just to get everyone speaking the same language, covering the basics of risk, the fundamentals of the super common NIST Cybersecurity Framework, or CSF. And this is critical. It reframes security not as a cost you have to pay, but as something that actually enables business value.
And look, this isn't just some theory someone cooked up. The training is grounded in this official body of knowledge. That ensures every concept is structured, consistent, and really rooted in proven industry best practices.
So what's the barrier to entry for this big cultural shift? It's incredibly low. It's just a little over an hour of self-paced learning. This is a tiny, tiny time investment. But the return, creating a genuinely risk-aware culture from the top down, is just massive.
Okay, so once you've got that cultural awareness set as a baseline, what's next? Well, now it's time to empower your specialists. Level 2, the professional foundation, is all about equipping the experts with the tools they need to turn all that awareness into real action.
The target audience here definitely gets more specific. Now we're talking about the pros in IT service management, governance and compliance, cybersecurity, and other key business folks who are really on the front lines protecting that digital value.
The learning objectives also take a big step up. It's not just about awareness anymore. It's all about application. These professionals learn how to actually adopt and adapt the NIST framework and see how the DVMS model builds on top of it to drive real performance.
The learning here also goes a lot deeper, and it's anchored by the next book in the series. This practitioner's guide moves beyond the what and dives right into the how-to of building real, operational resilience.
And you can see that deeper dive reflected in the time commitment. We're jumping from about an hour to 5 hours, which gives you enough time to really equip these pros with the substantial, actionable skills they need to implement and manage these frameworks effectively.
All right, now we're at the top of the pyramid, the expert practitioners. These are the people who don't just work in the system, they're the ones who actually design, build, and operate the whole thing.
Think of this level as being for the architects of your organization's resilience. They're the ones responsible for taking all the different pieces, governance, risk, compliance, and integrating them into a single, unified digital value management system.
And just look at these capabilities. I mean, we're talking about assessing the entire enterprise, designing a unified program and implementing it, not just inside your own walls, but across the whole supply chain, and then you continually innovate it. This is true system-level thinking.
Now, to get to that level of expertise, it's going to take a significant time investment. 16 hours of intensive learning is designed to develop leaders who don't just understand the DVMS methodology, but can actually drive an organization's transformation towards true cyber resilience.
So when you look at the whole pathway like this, you can really see the logic, can't you? It starts broad, with awareness for everyone, just to build the culture. Then it deepens with foundation for your specialists so they can apply the framework. And it all culminates with the practitioner level, empowering the system builders to design and run the entire system.
So what this all adds up to is a clear, actionable path for any organization out there. It's a journey that can take you from the reactive chaos of modern digital risk to a proactive state of measurable capability. And it's a logical, step-by-step process. First, you create a baseline of awareness across the whole company. Then, you equip your key professionals to apply the right frameworks. And finally, you empower your experts to build and run a truly resilient system. See, each step just builds on the last one.
And this, right here, this is the ultimate goal. Operational cyber resilience isn't just about trying to prevent attacks. It's an evidence-based system that proves you are protecting what matters most. It's how you actually transform risk from a liability into a genuine competitive advantage.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Chaos is the new normal for sure, but it doesn't have to be a threat. With the right system, the right culture, and the right people, it actually becomes an opportunity. So the only question left is, are you ready to thrive on that edge?